And we are back in today's episode of Tomb of Annihilation. And now our travelers, the mismatched party, have finally managed to acquire themselves a guide, a very stern and very ferocious sounding and talking Zakas. Now, Miss Druid, your familiar, Rocket, seems to have a particular issue with Zakas. Now, that issue seems to be that he is afraid of her and is giving her a respective territory of space. That is a behavior you observe, despite how you guys are currently canoeing your way down Port Niazaru. No, that's wrong actually. You're traveling your way down the river Tiryki. And if we have a look at the map here, you can notice that this is the river Tiryki. And this is your way traveling down through it. Now, with this campaign, there is a recommended travel distance, and basically for every day of travel, you guys advance 2 hexes when you go across by canoe. It is 1 hex when you go across via jungle. Now, we have a ranger in here, so you last would have brought up, why is difficult terrain gonna still be keeping me at about 1 hex of space? And I have a reasonable answer for you. When you're going through a city and you have to wiggle your way around places, that isn't difficult terrain. That is an obstacle that's blocking your path. Now, in the case of the jungle, everything is an obstacle. Vines, thick bushes, trees galore, gorges, awkwardness, and just everywhere. It is a path you have to forge yourself to get through the jungle. So while when you get to a clearing, difficult terrain will not be an issue for you, but in terms of like your trekking expedition through there, while you've got this map that's seemingly a good job for the shoreline but not for anywhere else, your speed is about 1 hex a day while going through the jungle as you're trying to navigate and keep track. Is that all good for you?
Yep. It does also say that with the Natural Explorer perk that we also not the party, but I remain alert to danger while traveling, which includes foraging, navigating, or tracking in the favored terrain.
That's all good.
Which means that I can't be surprised.
That's all good. That's all good. But yeah, all this you have, that's all fine. But for the time being, you guys all have your own canoes, 2 rather, as Zakas joins you in one of them. The canoes going as 2 teams of 3, and Zakas joining one of you, promptly the other one from the one your druid is in, Miss Brightheart. And you've been making your way up this very stagnant river on your way to a site called Firefinger. A place that you don't really know much about, but Zakas was very kind to put on your map down over in this area. So as we can see, from Port Niazaru to Firefinger, that's about 100 or so miles away, give or take or so. And because you're going through canoe, things are happening a lot quicker, fortunately. There we go. Yeah, so you continue to make your way. You explore the natural wilderness of Chult as you do, with thick forests on either side of you, with the low ambient sound of weird roars, howling like monkey cries that echo back and forth, with several hundred bird calls bouncing around the place, on top of a few buzzing of flies that get to you. But if I'm not mistaken, somebody was ready with his incense, wasn't he?
Yes.
We bought
insect repellent.
Yes,
That's it.
I bought tons of insect repellent.
Yeah, the barbarian. He was ready on that. So he's at least prepared for insects, and they
Well,
give you a wide berth.
I think we
at
all
least.
bought one.
Maybe. So you got 1 day's worth of insect repellent that you may have spent however you chose to do so. Either way, your questing continues on. You park up by the wharf side with reasonably good, of no difficulty. Asaka takes this time to warn you of the dangers up ahead. And she does so in a fairly stern manner. She doesn't seem to have quite a jovial spirit. She's very much business and serious. So, she goes on to explain the river as follows. As you progress south through the river Tiryki, you'll find many waterfalls. Each time, we'll have to get out and we'll have to walk along the bankside. This will be no problem, but we may encounter some wandering undead along the way. What's more, when we get to Firefinger, we will have to start being alert to the Pterafolk that have disgustingly taken my mask. To hide from them, I recommend we keep to the canopy when we get close enough. This will not alert them to our presence, and when we make our way over to the tower, that we charge it at night. They won't be expecting anybody coming, and we'll take the place reasonably easily, I imagine. You guys are...
Can you tell us anything about Firefinger?
Yes. Firefinger used to be a beacon, like the towers of Gondor or what have you. So light the beacons. It was pretty much one of these situations. But after the spell plague, many of them were lost. Firefinger is a 300-foot towering single tower that is very prominent from all sides, with a magical plume of fire radiating from its very tip. And it's from here that the Pterafolk have chosen to roost and call their hideout.
Could you tell us some of the dangers of the water and the river, like creatures we may encounter?
Creatures you may encounter around the water. She cracks her fingers and she gets to make herself comfortable. Well, I remember one team that I helped around here. They thought they could have a little swim. They were promptly chomped in half by crocodiles, giant ones to say the least. There is notable giant frogs within the area. That won't be too much of a surprise for me. Any animal will come to the water side to cool off, to say the least. Any time that a large gorilla, ape, Tyrannosaurus Rex, all creatures will come to the water for a cooling drink. So, what doesn't drink, we won't have to worry about. If that begins to answer your question.
So no skinny dipping, got it.
I mean, the kind of parasites you could pick up hardly go without saying. But you could be crawling in maggots within about 4 days if you aren't purifying it. So I'd be watchful.
What precautions should we take? Anything we need to bear in mind?
Boil your water before drinking it, or just take rainwater. No, these rivers are very stagnant, so they're going to allow for a lot of festering to go on. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Alright then. So, you guys rest up. And, okay, what's this? Most of us purchased rain catchers. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So, you're all going to be pretty fine in that regard. You rest for the night. You take watches, and the way watches work in Dungeons and Dragons is that one person will take a first watch, one will take a second watch, one will take a third watch, and then by the time all these are done, everybody will have still been able to have got a will have gotten a full night's rest, but will be able to take a period to watch out for everybody else.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next day, you get back into your ship, your canoes rather, and you continue to make your way down south in the river. At this point, the jungle, beforehand, you had only just got to the edge of the jungle outlining, but now, through this day, you are truly making your way into the jungle itself, and it is expansive. You see that your course of a river, and from the maps that you have available to you, takes you down a long river, pretty straightforward, with only with only a few bends, but a large gorge not too far off from Firefinger. At this point, the river will be more waterfalls than it is stagnant river, so that will be the point around that area, if not a bit sooner, to be making your way on foot. Now, during this day of journeying, you're paddling along, little concern, Azaka keeping a firm eye out for all creatures and telling you guys to be still when she tells you to be still and what have you. But what really strikes you as bizarre in this crazy, vast, humid, hot jungle, and yeah, it is very, very hot. We're talking 40 to just shy of 40 degrees in humidity. It is very uncomfortable. But what you seem to find, despite all reasonability, is that there's a moment where your river, your stagnant river, turns briefly to a winterscape. A strange sort of explosion of ice, bitteringly cold, seems to have enveloped a 120-foot radius sphere, as that portion of the river is frozen over 120 foot in, and another 120 foot on the other side. Your river is frozen and you can't canoe over it, so you have to go through, you have to go back on bank and to go to this frozen catastrophe that seems to have gone off around here. How do you guys respond?
We should investigate. See what's causing this.
I would like to ritual cast Detect Magic to see if it's magic making this happen or if it's something else.
Okay, yeah. So you get on out. You take the 10 minutes it takes to do a ritual cast, but you do so without expending your spell slots. And yes, it is in fact magic. You can detect that it is the evocation domain, and you're aware that this was casted from a magical item, but you don't know anything beyond that other than it is causing this frozen winterscape right now. Asaka is keen to move along as this is strange weather and behavior, which is definitely an indicator of something else, but in terms of magical capabilities, this is quite a big one. Like, to defy the typical nature of Chult this much, to this degree, in such harsh contracts, to such a large range, and to have left it with no caster around, this actually seems like it may be down to a very powerful caster.
I'd like to ask Zakas if she's seen this kind of thing before.
No, and I'd rather move along. I don't want to come across this again. I'd die in cold like this. Ugh.
We should definitely avoid walking on it.
Well, you can't really help it. The bank side is there, but it isn't really anything too dangerous. However, what you do experience for the brief moments that you walk through it. Pardon me, yawning. But no, when you pass through it, you get a sensation of temperatures as low as minus 30 degrees Celsius. Well, no, minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit, sorry.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Cleric, right? You are wearing heavy armor, aren't you?
Chainmail.
Chainmail, so that's heavy. I'll answer that for you. It's heavy. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you above all others here are especially struggling in this heat. It is unfit. Just, the canoe has been the best respite for you, as you don't have to hold around this weight. And it's been hard work to canoe this much. But to actually get up and walk around with this heavy mail, it is, God, horribly difficult.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm having that problem as well because I've got heavy armor.
Yeah. The pair of you are going through quite a bit more water, which your create food and water does do. Who is casting that, by the way?
Drowling's going to cast it.
Okay. Well, I want somebody who's going to cast that daily, who doesn't want to rely on foraging or whatnot. I want to know somebody who is going to do that each day.
Drowling will do it each day.
Right then. Conjuration free. Conjuration free. Conjuration free. Level 3. You do not have the spell for that. You are very confused. I thought that spell was out of place. That is a level 3 spell. You're a level 1 character. You cannot be having that spell. There's no reasons why you should have. No, create food and water is a level 3 spell.
Then I do not have it.
No, you do not. And I recommend you carefully read over that spell before adding it. Yeah, it is absolutely level 3. Oh dear. You're going to have to focus down on that water now. That is a warning to all of you, by the way. Check your spell levels, because they need to be level 1. You're level 1 characters. You can't be having level 3s.
I can have a spell create or destroy water.
Yes, you can.
So I will add that one in place of this one.
Okay. That's fair enough. Anyway, I'm glad we touched upon that. Otherwise, you guys may not have to forage so hard. But no, now you're going to have to keep track of your rations. So that being said, I'm going to have everybody mark off one of their rations, please. And the water that's collected from the rain catcher is caught up.
So I should be able to forage as a ranger.
Yes, you
each
can.
day?
You can absolutely spend about an hour or so out of the canoe to go hunting across the landscape. You can absolutely find vegetation. It's just a little worry for you if you come back with something that's hunting you. So you want to be avoiding that when you're not entirely sure of the region. Needless to say, this is like your 3rd, 5th day in Chult, but this is your 2nd day in their jungle.
I'll go with him to forage because my Outlander feature lets me forage once per day.
Okay. Okay, cool. And like I say, between you, there is no difficulty in finding food. Vegetation grows everywhere. And after a little bit of a while, you both absolutely do find yourselves around the place. So, yeah, here we go. I would like you to please give me a intelligence nature check. And Brightheart, since you've been here before, I'd like you to make this check with advantage, please. Okay, so, Druid, while you reckon a lot of things are possibly edible, it's actually down to Brightheart that does point out the correct stuff for you. Like one of the things that you find are a bunch of what look like edible leaves. A dried leaf on a manga bush can be ground and extinguished. Hang on. Yeah, so there's some things that are edible that can lead to poison, and some things that aren't going to lead to poison. Okay, so Brightheart, there is something that you can choose to share with your buddy if you want to. Right, yeah, so you find something like that, and it's there in front of you, and it's just a matter of telling him its qualities, should you choose to be honest or not. What do you do with this information that I sent to you in Discord, Brightheart?
I'm gonna collect some of it for my herbalism kit.
Okay. I mean, it is fruits to eat, but like, what do you do about the thing I have texted you in Discord?
I'll warn him about it.
So, yeah, your friend warns you that if you eat this fruit, there is a small possibility that you may end up forcibly dancing around the place. And that may happen for about a minute if you eat it, but it looks like a great fruit, other than that.
Okay, I'm gonna collect them anyways.
Yeah, sure. You know, between the pair of you that mad monkey fruit, dancing monkey fruit, which is what this is called, is worth 5 gold pieces each. So it's actually worth a little bit. Yeah. And also between you, you actually find a little bit of a beetle that is quite meaty and about the size of a human hand, and it's slow enough that you guys find this very easy to catch. Yeah, and you basically find some large beetles that could be edible.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, you find some other exotic fruits around, and you find enough things for everybody.
Okay, good. So we'll just do that each day, and try to get food for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So about this, everything got cold all of a sudden and turned to snow. I'd like to investigate what's going on, maybe by doing a perception check and searching the area.
Well, firstly, Ranger and Druid, I'm just going to do a little something.
Okay.
Beep-a-doop-doo. Boo. Okay. Yep, there we go. Whew. Whoa. So, you and your druid have come onto shore. You were determined to make sure that you find yourselves some food, and you absolutely have done exactly that. You spot a Tyrannosaurus Rex 300 yards away.
Okay, so if we don't move, it won't see us, right?
Maybe.
Do I spot it, or does she spot it, or do we both spot it?
You both spot the gigantic Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Okay. We slowly back away, or I slowly back away.
I was gonna whisper to you that we should slowly back away.
Okay, we whisper to each other, we should slowly back away.
Right. So I'd like you both to make me a Okay, so are either of you proficient with the survival check skill?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So these will be made with advantage. I'm not after a survival roll. I'm after a dexterity stealth check from the pair of you, but both made at advantage. Ooh.
Oh,
That was
advantage.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, you managed to back away as the Tyrannosaurus seems to look at your direction, charges ferociously, at which point you promptly begin to run away. And as you get further away, you notice a giant ape coming in to fight it as the two go into a bestial battle for domination between one another. And you guys take this opportunity to make your escape. But yeah, you come back to land, the bank, while everybody's still investigating the frozen spot, as you may be looking a bit flustered, as there is a Tyrannosaurus Rex not far off. Do you alert this to
Hey
anybody?
guys, we should keep moving.
Why should we keep moving?
What was that?
Why should they keep moving?
Oh, great druid, what's wrong?
There is a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a giant ape nearby.
How
We should
wide?
probably keep moving.
Yeah, we should probably keep moving. How wide is this river?
Asako is like already getting in the boat from the other side of the frozen bank, as she imagines it will just eventually hit you that you need to get moving.
I run over and join her.
There we go. Yeah. As soon as giant Tyrannosaurus Rex is mentioned, you get the fuck out of Dodge. And you do exactly that. You get back in your boat and you continue up the river until, again, you make your way there and you get some sleep. No problem. You have a few bits of fruit. Do you decide to try your mad dancing fruit at all?
I'm gonna give them to the barbarian and say, "Here, this fruit we found in the jungle. I had one earlier. It's mightily good."
All right, I will.
I like
will
that.
Go ahead and eat the fruit without hesitation.
I like it. I also like you went right ahead to roll deception. That's good of you. Yeah, Mr. Barbarian, can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
All right.
Okay, so you are possessed by the rhythm of the jungle, the rhythm of the night, as you just sort of like arms begin to flail as you look like a sputtering cartoon coming into life before suddenly, arms up in the air, wrists limp as you wave your hands about with your fingers like waving about, and then you begin to promptly dance around for the next minute.
I'm utterly fascinated by this. Is this one of his nature rituals? What's going on?
Unclear, but all the same, you are compelled to dance, and you do so energetically. But yeah, people have a little laugh, they watch and they enjoy. Asaka is pretty cold to this, or rather, she's unamused. But all the same, though, not rude about it either. So your barbarian has a bit of a dancing fit. Night comes, everybody's rested up. Well, so then, next day comes. Do the druid and ranger want to go out foraging again?
I mean, we need to every day, so.
Yeah.
You've got rations, I think.
We do, but it'd probably be wise not to use all of them up if we don't have to.
Okay.
How long, by the way, did that fruit last? Just through the night?
Oh, yeah, after you ate that fruit, you are considered poison for the next hour. You sleep it off, though. However, Ah. So, the next day, you catch the scent of death on the air and hear a Tyrannosaurus zombie lumbering through the jungle. Apparently, the Tyrannosaurus from yesterday didn't survive. This is quite incredible, I gotta be honest, and you'll watch this video and you'll see that this is just what has come up. Now this time there doesn't seem to be any large creatures that might distract the Tyrannosaurus zombie. And I think there's maybe a handout. Good God. So how do you guys like to respond to this?
Well, does it seem he's alert as he would be normally if he wasn't a zombie?
Perhaps he might be adjusting to his new undeath.
Like, is it heading right for us, or do we have some time to talk it over?
Well, like has been said, oh my god, there is. Oh my god. Okay, so it spots you, and you better get a move on, as that handout should indicate.
Let's get the hell out.
Yeah.
Yes. Run away.
Its jaw dislocating as it comes rampaging after you. It completely tears up some of the greenery as you hear trees creaking and cracking. And yeah, again, Asaka is right in the canoe as she's like, what the hell is your guys' problem in getting Tyrannosaurus with us? God damn it. As like, you know, you've just taken a bad to way worse. Good God. Oh my God. Yeah, you need to get the hell out of there. So thanks very much to your ranger's abilities, you're able to go through the difficult terrain and like dash all the way through. As fortunately, the undead Tyrannosaurus Rex flops over a bit more than you might have expected. But yeah, day 3, you've already found your first undead Tyrannosaurus Rex. Well done.
Got one live and dead.
No, it's the same one. We'll call him Rexy, you know? Same one. And yeah, fortunately, he's caught up in a bunch of vines that have given you your expeditious retreat.
Awesome. So we back on the river?
Yeah. I mean, you're a druid and manger. Give me charisma saving throws. Yeah, give me charisma saving throws. Okay, so Miss Brightheart, you don't fancy going into the jungle anytime soon. Like, you are considered afraid of the jungle, which is a natural response given that you've encountered an undead Tyrannosaurus Rex today. Does that sound fair?
Yep.
Yeah. And Mr. Ranger, you hold your nerve that touch more, but you're going to be afraid for the next 2 days to go into the jungle. It's going to take you a bit to work up now, as the jungle is a bit terrifying, actually.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so the team move on. The next day, you do come back with some supplies, though, so you know, not all bad. You make this segment of your journey into like a large bend in the river. Out of interest, I'd like people to make a guess about where you are currently. Just out of interest, along the river.
I was just going to ask. So I obviously don't know.
Well,
Well, we are on day what? 3, right?
I guess you need to be paying better attention. So this is important for me to share because I won't tell you where you are to inspire the fun of you being lost in the jungle. But I know exactly where you are. Well, anyway, you've all, like, flashed a few lights, not said much, but it's all cool. You're at a certain position, not clear where. Fortunately, you only have to follow a river.
And we have a guide.
You do have a guide indeed. And the next day goes uneventfully, and so does the day after. And your guide is like, okay, she does a bit of foraging for you, in fact, because you guys are pretty scared of the undead Tyrannosaurus Rex you encountered. And reasonably so. But despite that, all this experience has given you a bit of pep in your step, has made you feel a bit more experienced and what have you, and you feel like you're ready to trial new things. At this point, you catch a glimpse of a large, leathery, bat-like creature come overhead and try to, like, swoop through the brush line. When you were getting closer to, like, Firefinger, as Zakas was telling you, she made a habit of canoeing closer to the bankside. And this creature you see flying overhead looks a little something like this. The Pterafolk, as seen in the journal.
What size creature is that?
This would be a large creature. Large monstrosity, in fact.
And what does Volo's guide talk about that? I'll go to the Pterafolk entry.
So, yeah, I think this is actually not in Volo's Guide to Monsters, so I will just share. Pterafolk, pronounced Pterafolk, 10-foot tall winged reptile bipeds native to Chult. Malevolent isolationists, they regard most other creatures as their enemies. In Chult, culture Pterafolk are often referred to as Terrorfolk for their habit of swooping down from the sky to snatch whatever and whenever they can, then transporting treasure and food back to their roosts. Pterafolk have a 20-foot wingspan and give birth to live young. Ancient rituals are bestowed upon Pterafolk the ability to assume the form of pterodons and wingless lizard folk, but these rituals have long since been forgotten.
Do we all see it?
Yeah, it's hard not to miss, as this large creature screams and cries down as it, like, swoops overhead, but seems to have missed seeing you. But as soon as the first one is... Okay, go on.
No, I'm just saying that's good.
But was there anybody else who was trying to say something? Anyway, so as it, like, flies by, Zakas leads you straight to the side as she banks you up and folds up your canoes. As she says, right, now we go on from foot from here. And after that, there's a little sail about it. She leads you another while in to the forest, and you are kind of happy and relieved because your track has been not much, but getting to a point of being waterfalls at this point. But yeah, you have been going up steep waterfalls and whatnot, so now you're back to what you know. And again, Mr. Cleric, that heavy armor, not fun. Not fun at all. However, you finally get to a site that looks what you're after. You should see Firefinger in your journal now.
Oh man, it's pretty high up.
Yeah, it's like a straight sheer. Okay. And there are ladders on there, like in the description as well, right? Or in the photo.
Ah, well. There are some very rack and shambly ladders around for sure, yes. But, yeah. Anyway, rising high above the jungle canopy is a 300-foot tall, naturally formed spire of rock with smoke issuing from a flaming beacon at the top of it. The walls of the spire are sheer and dotted with small caves. Frail-looking ladders hang from narrow ledges at various heights. But yes, this is Firefinger. And Asaka is quite clear as she says, we'll go there at night. That's when the roosting buzzards will be resting. We'll make our way in and make short work of them, retrieve my mask, and we'll give that a job well done. You ready for
I'll
the
turn to her
task?
and ask her how many are there, or does she know how many there are there?
I don't know.
What time of day is it now?
So now it's evening, and it's the kind of evening where you can see the very, very distant orange sun, and you can already see some of the celestial sky open up that evening. So you're on the cusp of dusk to night time, basically.
How does our guide recommend we stay hidden from the Pterafolk?
She points
while we
up,
camp?
and you all have the immediate reaction of looking up to notice that your sky is cut off by the jungle canopy. So the jungle is your natural concealment.
So as long as we stay in the jungle, we will have like a
Yeah.
advantage for stealth. Then.
Yeah, but also, as she was saying, that taking the place by night will be the quick... Well, it will be the best chance because they'll all be resting. They still work by daylight hours and whatnot.
I go on with it.
Okay.
Yeah, if they spot us, we're going to be easy targets on those ladders, though.
Exactly, which is why a stealth mission may just be worthwhile.
Okay, so now we're waiting for nighttime.
It's
What's
basically
going on in the area?
it's basically now, and basically you guys just to begin to assemble your way up to Firefinger, and you make your way over to the outer sides of it. Yeah. Boom.
New map.
Indeed.
Oh, that's cool.
I see. Okay. Yeah, it is a very cool map.
So those black areas are the inside like portions.
Yes, exactly they are, and I will reveal them as you guys make your way in. I could use advanced pro stuff and have things rely on line of sight and lighting and whatnot, but I've not found it to be actually very good, in all honesty. It's been more hassle than anything else. But no, I would like you guys to assemble here for me. So drag your characters out for that.
How do we do that?
Drag them from the journal.
Ping the place again.
The barbarian will go in the lead.
Okay. Make your way a little bit outside too.
So like there?
Yeah, that's close
Or
enough.
are more against the ladder?
I'm not exactly stealthy, so I should probably go near the end.
Okay. Alrighty then. So, whoa! Somebody is really someone has put themselves into the dark abyss here. I'll drag them
that was
back.
me. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. Let's drag you back. There you go. Yeah. So at this point, you've climbed a little bit of a ladder, and it's taken you to a height of 60 feet to the first cave entrance. And yeah, I can reveal everywhere else as well while I'm at it. Right, yes. So, yes. There we go. Yes. So, yeah. So, yeah, you guys attack the spire, and right now, it's all pretty quiet around here. There is a gentle rain pit-patting along the place on the outside of the tower, and Asaka is there with you, and I'll be in control of her, but she'll take like a middle position. So I would like people to roll me initiative, only because I want it prepared and ready for later. Remember to do initiative. I want you to click your token and then click your initiative, as it will then turn up in the turn order. Nice and prompt. Pardon me?
Dang, my initiative is bad.
It's cool.
That's okay. It's good for the healer to bring up the rear.
Okay, alrighty. So then, first up it is Sekran de Zakan's go. So you make your way up over the ladder, and yeah, you notice that the place is pretty much tightly compact. The ceiling is no higher than 7 to 10 feet or so, which is basically about all of your height, so that will be a bit of an issue for you. But what you notice up into the middle there is there's something of a 10-foot depression of a pit, and there seems to be, yeah, just a 10-foot pit, so about your body height down. But yeah, you also see from this position something else. You see over here another bit of a ledge where leading to it seems to have a rocky chimney that might be leading upwards. So yes, Zekra, it's your action to do something.
Alright, I'll just wander into the cave and see what I can see.
Please make your way in and do so.
Alright, so I guess I'll wait there, and can I see anything?
No, nothing in particular. But yes, would Azaka? Well, Azaka will make her way in now, I guess, and she will do so. And so she basically says that you will have to go over this pit to this other side, where you guys can make your way further upwards from that rock chimney bit. And yeah, now it's Brightheart, if you care to come in. Okay, so you're bordering on the ledge there. It's a 15 feet
she's
jump.
gonna climb down into the pit.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I'll just climb.
Yeah, give me a athletics check, please. Yeah, that's enough. You climb down, easy enough. Little rocket in tow. Let's put you over here. And yeah, as you do so, some large giant wolf spiders make their way into view from little alcoves that are tucked away inside the crevices of the pit. And they all get a round of advantage, but this does not affect your ranger, who's currently out of the scene, who otherwise won't be surprised. So, initiative turn starts over. I begin with the creatures that have surprise rounds right now. So firstly, this one over here, he makes a bite on you. He rolls a 10. Is that a miss?
That misses.
Yeah. And then next up is this wolf spider over here that makes his way down to you and does another bite with advantage because it's a surprise. Does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
Brilliant. So making good progress so far. It is your go, but you are surprised. Now it's this one's go, so it'll make another bite on you. 13.
Nope.
Wow. And then the next and final one, a 17.
That does hit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really hoped you were going to actually own all of these things, to be honest. But yes, you take 10 points of damage. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Perfect. So, you instead of taking 8, you instead take 6 points of damage. 6 piercing, 2 poison, as the poison does go into you and hurts you for quite a bit. But you feel a sort of cold paralysis come over you that you manage to shake off. But other than that, you manage to succeed being ravaged by a few of these giant wolf spiders. So well done you. Now it is Durandel's cage turn as part of the surprise round that he is not surprised in, but his initiative was before the giant wolf spider. So would you care to do your turn, please?
Yep, I'll do that. I'm trying to figure out here.
Make sure you grab the cursor tool for the grabbing and dragging.
I will move to here. Can I see the spider on the far side of the pit from here?
Would that be this spider, you mean?
Yes.
So let me just try out your arrow. So as you can see, this arrow goes through your friend, which means that your friend is providing some cover for the giant wolf spider. I will say that she is providing quarter cover, or half cover.
Well, I'm not actually shooting it. I'm just moving up and seeing what the distance would be. And if not, I'll continue my move.
Well, you can see the distance via the ruler tool at your disposal, and it will be 15 feet of distance.
Okay, well then I'll move to here, and I will shoot this one.
Yeah, simple enough. Simple enough. It is using the ledge, and the ledge does have a little bit of cover for it. So again, quarter cover, only +2 to its AC.
Okay.
And that is unfortunately not a hit, and if you did have advantage, that would have been a beautiful crit. I'm just checking, yeah, would have absolutely destroyed that wolf spider. But anyway, yes. Now, regular initiative commences. And with that, it's the giant wolf spiders go. So, the one that you just shot at will scurry its way up the side and will make a bite on you. It rolls a 16.
I believe that hits.
Right. I would like you to please make me a Constitution saving throw. That is a fail. So you will be taking the full amount damage, which in this case is 7 poison damage, and altogether makes 12 points of damage on you.
Alright, I'm unconscious then.
Yes.
Yes.
So you are not killed or have to make death saving throws. You are actually stable, but paralyzed and poisoned, as you have been put in a state of sleep by this giant wolf spider, as it will prey on you later.
Alright, so I'm paralyzed?
Yeah.
Alright.
I will annotate this with webbing. Alright, now it is Zakas' turn, and Zakas finds herself a bit cramped in here. So she is going to try and figure out what she wants to do. So she's got a pair of scimitars at hand, and she reckons she can just go ham on these dudes. So she makes her way up into here, and she makes a scimitar on the top spider. Whoops, hang on. Why is this not being a secret? That's a bit annoying. But yeah, no, she makes a hit, and that is a successful hit on the top spider, and that does 6 points of damage on it. And then she will do another scimitar attack on the bottom one, the one beneath her. That is a miss, unfortunate. No, wait, is it a miss? No, that is a miss. That is a miss, unfortunately. So that's all she does. And now it is Zekra de Zakan's turn. The barbarian. The fighter, sorry.
Yeah. So can I reach that one in between me and Brightheart, or do I need to go down into the pit to hit it?
Oh, you're in melee range, and this is a creature that's beneath your feet, so you can absolutely reach down and like just directly vertically slash your great axe down to it. So you can absolutely do that.
Yep, I will do that then.
Yeah, brilliant. That unfortunately is a miss. Anyway then.
Okay.
Yep, well,
Yeah, I'll have my turn there.
yeah. Next up, it's the giant wolf spider beside Azaka, and they will go for Brightheart again, as they're just juicy bait in the middle there. Rolls a 6 though. Alright, Brightheart, you are the attention of 4 giant spiders, one of which has just downed your friend in one dastardly bite, as they all are turning on you with their gnashing mandibles, quite all fuzzy but all aimed at you with venom dripping from them. How do you choose to respond?
First off, I'm going to use a bonus action to heal myself 3 points. It's a racial thing. And then I'm going to...
Okay, as a shifter, wall climber?
Yes.
That is a... Oh! No, you don't. You get temporary hit points, I believe, as you go into your shifter form, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I see. It's gain HP. Okay.
Yeah, yes. You get temporary hit points, which has another separate use. But yes, you assume your full feral raccoon humanoid form, and you do indeed get a bit of feral energy in you that helps you fight off some of the effects over you. In your character sheet, please add that many 3 hit points to your temporary hit points. But yes, that's a bonus action to do. So what do you do in your regular action?
I'm going to attack the one below me with Shillelagh.
Okay, yeah. Wonderful. So, you were unable to find that in the compendium, weren't you?
Yeah.
I've actually found it right here. Check the compendium again, because I have found it. That actually requires your bonus action, and you have used your bonus action to do your shift into raccoon form. Talk to me a bit.
Okay, I guess I'll use my Thorn Whip spell then.
Okay, yeah, that's totally possible. So I believe a creature will make a dexterity saving throw, won't they?
Let me check. Doesn't appear so.
No, I do know. do know that dexterity or strength check is required, or else they're pulled 10 feet closer to you. Yeah, you've had to do this one. Oh, well, yeah, you did find it. It's all arranged for you. And as you say, you've not had to do anything else. No, fair enough. Yeah, make a melee attack. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, awesome. So you do this. Is this a cantrip?
Yeah, and I added it to my attacks, so because you have to roll for it.
That's cool. That's cool. So yes, do your roll for it. That's a very smart idea. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, sorry. Your thorn whip doesn't get close to these guys. This may be the first time you've tried it out, it seems. But all the same, you're still in raccoon form, and you've got those temporary hit points going for you. Brog the Breaker, it's your turn now.
All right. I'm going to initiate my rage, and this spider here, he is what? Right next to him, like within.
He's kind of like crawled over the side of the edge and peeked at his heel, by which the Ranger had already dropped straight down. So he's like kind of semi on the ledge while the Ranger is passed out on the ground.
Okay, so I can't like land on him. All right. I will then just move over here, and I will attack him with my.
You could totally stand over the Ranger.
Yes, I will go ahead and do so.
2 back. There we go. Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
And I will attack here.
Yeah, by all means. So that is a hit.
And I'm doing an additional 2 damage to this.
Yes, because of your rage damage, yes. So you kill the giant spider in one nice slice of your long sword. Brilliant. Okay, giant wolf spider's turn. So with this area being kind of stuffed, it will continue its efforts on trying to down the druid, actually. It will roll a 15 on the druid.
That does not hit.
Really?
Yeah, my AC is 16.
Not when you've not cast bark skin on yourself. That's you when you're just like typical.
I don't have bark skin.
Ah, fascinating. By heart. Character sheet. So indeed, you have a dexterity of 4. That's why. Leather armor gives hide armor even. Yeah. That will make sense. Oh, brilliant. Well done. Alright. The next one up here will have a go at biting the Minotaur S. And does a nat 1, which basically means it chews on a rock. Basically. It doesn't really achieve doing anything past that. Anyway, next up is Willem. Willem, for the sake of this, you're now here.
Alright. I will go ahead and move up into that corner. Do I still have line of sight on the spiders?
Now, honestly, no you don't. I mean, you can kind of see them between people, but there's a lot in your way. First you got like a...
How about the one on the far left?
No, because you got like a thick... half-orc in this like tunnel, and then on top of that you've got the druid kind of filling out the rest of the space, and they're in a 10-foot pit. So all that covers...
So I'll probably have to move here.
That doesn't help you at all. Well, that's wrong. You can make out this this spider down there. You can make that one out fairly well, but the half-orc is going to provide some thick cover for it. It's going to provide half cover for it.
What about that fellow right there?
Well, as you can see by that line, you're still going through the druid, and it's 10 feet below. So, again, that's going to be like half cover to 3/4 cover.
Yeah, that's fine, because I'm going to cast Acid Splash.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's a DC 14 saving throw, and I can tell it to affect another creature within 5 feet.
All right.
So I'm going to do that to the other spider.
Do you get to choose that it doesn't affect creatures in 5 feet?
Just says one other creature.
Okay. Acid splash. Let's check it out.
Yeah, up to 2 creatures within 5 feet.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So you hurl a what would be appropriate? Splatter. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So you hurl a bubble of acid, which doesn't really come out that well, really. Oh, there we go. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you hurl a ball of acid at that creature, and they both have to make dexterity saving throws. The one on the right fails, the one on the left passes.
So it's half damage if they succeed.
Okay. Strangely, they don't have resistance to poison, but fancy that. Okay, yeah, so the first one that succeeds takes half, and the one that had been hurt by the scimitar of a Zaka takes the full amount, and that seems to almost put him dead. Durandel, you are unconscious, and you don't need to make death saving throws, so you're left lying there. Dralion, it's finally your turn to get into the fray, although it's quite thick everywhere, with people.
So is the ranger unconscious and paralyzed? Or just unconscious?
The ranger is unconscious and paralyzed and poisoned.
Okay, so not much I can do with him right now.
You can heal him, and you can then get him back up, but that's up to you.
But if he's paralyzed, he's not gonna be able to do anything right in a second.
Maybe. Although it's very unclear from you. I mean, honestly, given your character, you have been waiting on the ladder to get up. What you get up to see is the entranceway thick with your sorcerer, your half-orc barbarian that is on top of the now prone ranger, and you're seeing a bunch of fighting going on with something a bit lower down, but yeah, it's all a mess, so you're not really sure what's going on.
Can I move into the pit?
You can move through a friendly space, and if they are permitting.
Oh yeah, I definitely let him go by me.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, then make your way to the pit where you want to go, and I will ask for a athletics check for you to climb into the pit. But for now, okay. So I thought that's where you will go. So first, make me that athletics check, please. Ooh. So at this point, you fall prone as you failed to get in here reasonably enough. So by the time you get to there, you will have moved 20 feet, and you could choose to move around, but basically one square of prone is all you can manage, or you can get back up.
Now, is it an action to get back up?
It's half your movement.
Okay, so I will go ahead and stand up.
Okay.
And I'll attack that spider that's northeast of me.
Okay.
With my warhammer.
Okay. So that's going to be a hit. Okay, yeah. That's very good. You do a massive strike down on the wolf spider, and it seems to have like a sickening crunch to it as you do, but it's still hanging in there. Next up is Asaka's go, and Asaka sees an opportunity to kill off a few of these things. It kills off the top one, and kills off the one below it.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Next up is Zekra's turn.
Finish it.
I'll try. Yeah, so I'll go down into the pit.
Okay, make an athletics check, please. That is successful. You do not go prone. You can carry on to where I imagine you're going to get a melee with this last giant wolf spider.
Yep.
Okay. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep,
I need more practice.
you do. Brightheart, it's your turn. You can do Shillelagh now.
Can I do Shillelagh?
Yeah, you can. I said you can.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, can I do Shillelagh as a bonus action and then Cure Wounds as well?
So my understanding of Shillelagh is that you do not make an attack. Shillelagh is the action it takes to imbue your staff with magical energy. It takes your action to make an attack with it. So your question is, can I do Shillelagh and can I do Cure Wounds? Yes.
So that seems like a no. Actually.
No, I mean you can. You can.
You just wouldn't be able to attack.
Correct.
I'm gonna actually use Shillelagh to attack then.
Alright then, so for going to Cure Wounds, cast Shillelagh, you imbue your quarterstaff or your druidic sort of staff with with magic, and then Firefinger, and then you go to make the attack, which you do, and you are successful. So roll your damage. Nice. You get some revenge back on these giant wolf spiders that have been bullying you for the time being, but it's still hanging in there. Whoa, what is that?
Come on, even with the acid damage?
Even with the acid damage, which it had passed, it's still alive. Brog the Breaker, your turn.
All right. I will climb down here.
Okay.
And
athletics check.
Yes. There we go. There it is. All right, easily. And
Yeah,
I'm
brilliant.
gonna move over here and attack the spider.
Okay. That is a hit. Roll damage. And you kill
plus
off the
2.
last giant wolf spider.
Whew.
Brilliant. Alright then. So, after that little warm-up, the first attention goes to your ranger and your druid. Both that were shaken up a little bit beforehand by the undead Tyrannosaurus Rex that you had been hearing horror stories about. But now they are in need of some care.
Okay, since we're out of initiative, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on the ranger.
Okay, certainly.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself.
No worries with that. So you have cast this wrong, with it being at second level for you somehow. But I'll just take the 9 there on the left. Yeah, on the left there. So you do 9 hit points back to Duendel, and you wake him up. He might feel quite appreciative, though he still feels very heavy and tired. And Duendel, you're actually going to be considered poisoned, which is why I'll leave the web on you, okay?
Okay.
Alright, brilliant. So, yeah, you've successfully managed to fight off some giant wolf spiders. How do you respond?
Hopefully our ranger has learned her lesson about not running ahead.
Well, it was your druid that
well,
went in
what-
the pit.
I didn't
It's
run
not a
ahead.
druid. Sorry, I'm still learning.
Anything else you guys want to take care of?
I'd like to investigate what's over here.
Yeah, certainly.
I'll search the corpses.
What do you mean corpses?
The spider corpses? The only corpses
Oh,
in the room?
right, got you. I understand. I thought you were imagining some corpses I did not see.
No.
You look around, and there's nothing here out of the interest beyond some webs and a few bits of tied up flies and whatnot.
Okay.
Other than
I
that,
am going-
nothing of interest.
I'm going to climb this ledge here, which I'm assuming is 10 feet, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it doesn't take you guys that much to get up here. The difficulty is that what you see is a rock chimney that leads 90 feet up. It's got plenty of handholds, but some severely tricky, twisty spots. So to begin to climb it, I'll be after a athletics check.
Am I still shifted?
Excuse me?
Am I still in my shifted form?
You're in your shifted form for as long as you choose to be, or for as long as your character race describes that you can be, which I believe is about a minute.
All right. Well, while I still have my rage, I am going to go ahead and attempt to climb that.
Okay.
I currently have a climb speed of 30.
Yeah, so I believe you have this even when you're not in your shifter form, and I believe that means that you don't have to make this check at all. You can just absolutely climb up this thing, no problem whatsoever.
Well, does anybody have rope?
Okay.
They
I
can
am
climb
going
up
to
and send it down.
I am going to use my silken rope to lower it down for the rest of the party.
How long is your silken rope?
It is 50 feet.
Okay, this is a 90-foot hole.
Well, they gotta get halfway up.
Well, I've
It's
got
Anyone
50
have
foot of
another
rope
rope?
as well. Can we tie them together?
how long is your rope?
50 foot as well.
It's honestly more effort to use the rope than it is to just basically climb. It's got plenty of handhelds and stuff, but you know, like, yeah, holding onto the rope is just more troublesome than to just actually climb this thing. That's what I'm getting at.
Alright, I'll just climb normally then.
Yeah, and for you, it's no bother at all.
Okay, I guess Dralian will climb it. I need to throw an athletic check.
Yeah. So that will be the that will be the barbarian first, followed by the druid, and then followed by the cleric, who does boss it with some good strength.
I can go up, but I can't go down.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go down the moment somebody follows after you from
And
behind.
then I fell down.
No, he took a header into the pit when he tried to climb down.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe, yeah, sure. So Mr. Fighter, Barbarian rather, if you can assemble yourselves here, and basically, each person that makes this check, make your way over there. Dradian has done his check, so I will move him. Brightheart, you can move yourself over to that little area. Yes, you make your check, so that's all good. Now, Mr. Ranger, you'll have to make your check at disadvantage, as this is an ability check.
That's all right. I'm
while-
gonna do a short rest.
You're
so I
gonna
can
take
get
an
rid of the
hour's
poison.
rest.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, I will do a short rest.
As a DM, are you very sure you want to take a short rest?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a short rest so I can get rid of the poison and recover my hit points.
Very well. Since you're quite a large team, Asaka urges the others that they can carry on. You can be left here and you can fend for yourself in the meantime, while she insists that the rest of you guys continue up this tower and don't loiter about. But she's more than happy to leave you be if you feel the need to.
Yep, I can do a stealth if I need to.
Yeah, certainly. So for this, I'm actually not going to put you on that ledge. I'm going to put you over here in this area where you make yourself relatively comfy. And yeah, Asaka then makes her way up over there after doing a strength check, which they succeed on. But yeah, that's fair enough. You make your way over there. Okay. I will just be doing a small little check on the side. Okay. Alright then. So, Anyway, yeah. Whoa, quite a big team actually when you look at it. Yes. So, you guys see basically a bit of an exit way showing up now. So, going back through the initiative order, Saka will go first. But first, like, you follow up the large chimney, rocky chimney rather, and you make your way up successfully. You all dust yourselves off as you've climbed quite a bit. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, Saka makes her way down, and what you guys notice is a large number of like upside down hanging bats, but these aren't any ordinary bats. These are blood sturges, and they all hang from the ceiling. They don't seem to be interacting with you in any way. However, there does seem to be a female with a rotting corpse, but a few glints of gold around the corpse over in the corner of the room. Asaka makes her way out. Well, that's her movement actually, but she chooses just to sneak the rest of the way out of that situation, and you guys can approach. Zekra, it's your turn.
I'm just going to follow the guide.
Fair enough. So yeah, if you move yourself, there you go. Ah, cool. You actually managed to do that. Yes. Brog, it's your turn. And
All right, I'm good.
as you pass by, you can't help but notice that she has a rather ornate ring. A carnelian ring. Would you like to make me a perception check, please?
All right.
So even with that roll, you as a pirate of the sea can recognize that that ring is worth at least 60 gold pieces. And then there's that other bits of gold that's glittering around her. But yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to still move past and follow the guide and move around it.
Oh, damn. Ah, such a shame. Brightheart, your turn. Unfortunately, a bit of a conga line has been set up, but bottom line, does everybody resist the temptation of loot?
Dralian does.
Sorry?
Dralian does.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd
Get
rather
out,
not
way
get
back
chewed
down.
on by a bunch of those little critters.
Oh, Willem. You could probably blast these things with a few fiery magics, but you're going to leave that too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, damn. You guys play it safe.
Nice try, DM.
Alright then. So, you continue your way out, and Zaka motions for you guys to scurry across the walkway here as, as you guys begin to have to shimmy along this ledge. Now, it's quite dark at night. You see one Pterafolk flying around the large roost about 100, if not 300 feet above you. But it's dark, and Azaka assures you that if you're quiet, that you won't alert them. So you guys make your way there, and you're shimming along this ledge that's about 160 feet off the ground. Alright, so Azaka moves her way there. Now I gotta roll some stuff for each of you. Zeka, you're fine. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Mr. Brog, can you please make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Sure. Not a reflex, just a dexterity. Okay.
There is no reflex, just dexterity
yeah,
saving
you're right,
throw,
you're right,
which
right.
is
Well,
one and the same.
Yep, same thing.
Alright, you are safe. You felt a sudden gust of wind blow on you, which threatened to almost fall you to the base of this spire. That could have meant your immediate death. Anyway, Brightheart, you have the climb ability, so while you could absolutely climb the side of this building, you're following along with this party if you choose to do so, and a strong wind can still make your handholds uncertain, but you're absolutely fine, and your shifter ability does come into play here to keep you that way. Willem, you're totally fine. But finally, Dralian with his heavy armor. Oh, okay, Dralian. Please give me an important dexterity saving throw. As another strong gust of wind comes at you. Fortunately, though, you are fine, as you do have a little bit of a moment to feel yourself sort of slip. You get like that cold, anxious feeling over your hands as they go all clammy, as you feel like you're gonna fall with your heavy armor pummeling you to the ground. But your sorcerer gently like pulls you back in, as that's all you needed, just a gentle bit of help from your bro.
I got you, buddy.
Thank you.
But yeah, you guys are now looking up at 160 feet above into the sky. Alright, so okay. Yes. So having managed to maneuver your way around that side of the spire, you then begin to climb. After you climb that ladder, you find yourself getting up to 240 feet high into the sky now, as you're now having to be, one at a time at this ladder, and Asaka will go first, as that's how she was in the marching order. And if you could please put yourselves here. I want a few of you off the ladder as people are walking one at a time. But basically, Saka will move her way in first. On alert, with scimitars drawn. So they go in. Just reading a bit of information right now. So while in here, you kind of notice that there is a glow coming from this region here. And there seems to be a few ruffling shadows that are going along. Yeah, okay. So, Azaka pushes you guys backwards a bit, as she is very quietly shuffling you back. Fortunately, Dralian, with his heavy armor, is rocking up the very rear of your group, as she tries to do some signals with her hands that there's creatures by the fireplace that's in there, which you imagine are some Pterafolk. And she suggests that everybody make a little bit of a dash across the narrow space, quite quietly if they can, and maybe they can avoid a combat. So yeah, she moves along. Now then.
So do we make stealth rolls or what?
Well, yeah. I will have people give me stealth checks as they pass by here. Right, not yet. But Wilhelm, I'm glad you be lucky I said not yet, or else you and your trigger finger will have just made an encounter happen. No, Zeka, you go first.
It's with disadvantage with heavy armor, isn't it?
Yes, it will be.
Oh dear. All right then.
Okay, so you try to do a little bit of a dash, and immediately your heavy armor clinks along with your great axe scratching against the walls as the Pterafolk, rather the Pterafolk, all spring up and they make their way to attack you. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Happens. Okay, so I will roll initiative for each. Now, these Pterafolk seem to be even more grisly, even more skin tight to the bone than the ones that came beforehand. So you imagine that these are quite elderly Pterafolk as it happens. But all the same, that was your turn. So now it is Asaka's turn, and basically she levels a heavy crossbow, and the first one that comes into view, she's going to shoot at, essentially. So she's readying an action. The first Pterafolk make its way out. They can't literally possess these spaces that I have described them as, but they're able to tuck themselves in without expanding their wings to fly to, manage around. It's difficult moving for them, but they do it nonetheless. So forgive that. But it comes out, and Asaka's condition is met. So she rolls her attack on that Pterafolk, and she crits and does 9 points of damage to it. That mightily grazes, and it rears back its long elongated head, squealing of a large as its beak scratches on the surface of the ceiling. All the same though, it will make its attack on the Minotaur that had disturbed it so. Yeah. Where is it? Pterafolk. There we go. It makes 3 attacks. So it's actually going to make a bite attack at Zaka. Yeah. Yeah, it hits, and why didn't it do damage? Okay, there we go. Weird. All the same, yes. It does 6 points of damage to her, scratching her up, though she seems to be able to shrug it off reasonably well, questionably well even. But then the next 2 claw attacks go for you, Minotaur. There's a crit in there.
Yeah, that's the only one that hits.
Yeah. And it does 9 points of slashing damage to you.
Ouch.
The next one awkwardly comes out, and again, it's all no. I'll put you back there. And it's all pretty cramped and awkward in here, as it will make its attacks on the fighter. It will do a bite and 2 claws. Okay, so the 22 will be a hit, I imagine, Mr. Barbarian?
Correct.
Alright.
Yes.
Does the 13 be a hit to you, Barbarian?
No, it is not.
Okay, so just the 1. Okay, yeah. So first result. You take 6 points of slashing damage then.
Alright.
And it is now your turn.
All right. All right. I am going to do a full attack on the. Well, okay. Is there a wall between me and the Pterafolk right here?
So yes, is my
Okay.
answer to that.
So I can really only attack this guy right here.
Yeah.
All right. I will do a full attack on that Pterafolk.
Okay. That is unfortunately not a hit, but the second is. Where are you getting the second attack from?
Oh no, I apologize. I accidentally clicked the second one. My
That's
mistake.
okay. Anyway, now it is Brightheart's turn, and things are a bit tight and clustered in here.
Yeah, I don't see any place I can go without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Well, actually, you can't really get into melee. That's the truth of it. This corridor is blocked off by this large Pterafolk in the way, and it's cutting you off from anything, so you're not going to get attack opportunities. The problem is that you can't get involved, honestly. Unless you get some spellcasting in, or you buff people somehow.
I don't have any buff spells, and all of my spells are melee, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'll have to give me what you do for your action.
I will move up the ladder, and as soon as one is within range, I'll attack with Shillelagh.
Okay, so that is melee range, so that may take a while. Alright, this Pterafolk gets into the action. He goes into his fellow Pterafolk's space. He then does a bite and 2 claws on you, Mr. Barbarian. And the bite will be a hit, to which it does 6 points of piercing damage. And then it will return back to his space, for which you can give it an attack of opportunity if you like.
I will.
Alright. That is a hit. Roll damage. Alright, so in these close quarters, with Pterafolk jumping around, you are able to sneak in a slash of your longsword against him. And you seem to do quite well doing it. Okay, Willem, your turn now. Now,
All right, I'm going to go ahead.
these creatures are large, but your barbarian is also filling out this corridor. So he is going to provide half cover for whatever you try to shoot at. Except your acid splash, which apparently doesn't roll a hit, it's just they make dexterity saving throws.
Right. And there are 2 within 5 feet of each other, so I think I'd like to try that.
You absolutely can. Alright, so meager damage to say the least, but they will absolutely make their dexterity saving throws.
Softening them up for you.
Both fail, so both will take the full amount of damage of 3 points. And the elderly Pterafolk that's right beside the Minotaur and the Zaka is actually pretty hurt by this. And again, you throw out a beam of acid that sprays between one to the other. But brilliant. Durin, Del, Cage, you keep yourself to the bottom of this whole place. Dralian, it's your turn.
Oh, I get to finally go?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to move into at least this area right here.
I imagine
I'm
I
gonna
think a
cast a
Sacred
bonus-
Flame is coming on.
Well, it is, but first, between the barbarian and the fighter, which one looks in worse shape?
They both
I
are
have 2 hit
considered
points.
bloodied.
All right, barbarian's closest to me, so I'm gonna throw as my bonus action. I'm going to use Healing Word.
Now, you can, like the Pterafolk did, you can move yourself over your friend's space to be within touch, do cure wounds, and then come out of that space. The only thing is that you cannot end your turn in another player's space. You gotta end it being out of another player's space. So you can absolutely nip in, heal, and nip back out.
Would I get attack opportunity against me though, backing out?
No, because the Pterafolk don't have reach. They only have 5-foot reach, which is melee. Only if you leave a creature's threatened square would you get an attack of opportunity, which would not be the case if you were to go in like that.
I'm gonna go ahead and do what I was gonna do. Healing word.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Action.
Roll it. Yeah,
Get
so
10
that's
points back.
good heals.
All right.
And then the Pterafolk.
Thank you.
Do you want to do this one or this one?
The one closest to the barbarian.
Okay, it will make a dexterity saving throw. And I need to know your DC, so do Sacred Flame for me, please. Okay, well it fails, but the damage is meager. Hint, it would have killed the other one further to the east.
Oh, well, our guide will kill him. Or him.
The next Pterafolk nips out. It will make a bite and 2 claws at the fighter. A 20 hitting you with the claw and doing 7 points of slashing damage as it backs back out. Now you've already lost your attack of opportunity. However, your Minotaur fighter does also have an attack opportunity, and it does incur it as it gets into melee with you. So, fighter, would you like to give an attack opportunity, please? So roll a attack with your
Sure.
basic weapon. Brilliant, that's a hit. Wow, tremendous. So you absolutely
Alright.
cleave into this Pterafolk as you bloody him. Yeah, you
And
do
then I
good damage.
collapse unconscious.
No. Now you see an opportunity that you can finish off this old Pterafolk that's right beside you. You figure you can get him sorted, actually. Or you could choose to fight this other one that hasn't been as hurt yet.
No, I mean the last attack got me to 0.
What? What attack was hurting you?
The last Pterafolk who darted in.
No, that was for him. That was for
for the-
Barbarian.
Barbarian. Oh, okay. You said fighter, so
I did say fighter.
Yeah.
You get an attack opportunity.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused.
It's okay.
In which case, I'll attack the one who's nearly dead, I guess.
Yeah, roll it. Brilliant.
Wow.
Fantastic. So, how do you want this death to look?
I'm just gonna swing my axe around my head and shout, "Rah!" and chop it in half.
You indeed absolutely chop it in half. But birds really do have hollow bones. You discover that right now as you absolutely slash through it. You still have your movement if you wish to make it.
Yeah, I might use second wind as my bonus action as well.
That's tremendous. Absolutely. Do your D10 plus fighter level. Yeah, brilliant. So yeah, you get 8 hit points back. Is that all you do?
If I move away, will I get an attack of opportunity from this one next to me?
You will indeed.
I might as well stay where I am then.
Okay. It's the Zakas' turn, so she's going to move in, and she's going to do 2 Scimitar attacks on it. So I believe both of those are going to be a miss. No, the first one is a hit, and she does 6 points of damage to it, bloodying it and hurting it for quite a bit. It is this one's turn, so it sees that the fighter, the barbarian rather, is almost dead, so it's going to go ahead and do its best to finish it off. That's an 8, so he's going to give up on that, and he's going to share the attacks between the fighter and Asaka. And he's going to pull out a javelin from his wingy, leathery folds, and will make some attacks between the two of you. So, Asaka takes the hit, and she receives 11 points of piercing damage, which, again, she seems to be able to shrug off quite well. Alright, Brog, it's your turn.
all right. I'm gonna finish this guy off here.
That's a hit. And that's a death. Well done.
All right.
You have your movement if you wish to make it.
Yes, I do. But I'm also only at 2 hit points. Well, nobody else can really get in. No, actually, I am going to stay here. Maybe give an opportunity for the cleric to step in with his heavy armor.
Okay, so Brightheart, you can move your barbarian space and you can get involved in melee if you want to.
Actually, I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on the barbarian.
Okay, then you do that. Fantastic. Yes, you heal him up for quite a bit.
Thank you, Druid.
Okay. Next up is the Pterafolk, to which this one comes out to replace its fallen comrade, and we'll begin with another spear, and we'll make a bite on the fighter, which hits and does 7 points of piercing, and we'll then make 2 javelin attacks at the barbarian. The 11 is a miss, but the 23 is a hit. And yes, he's resting over at level 1. Okay, and ooh, it will do 14 points of piercing damage, half the 7 because you're raging. I hope you have been halving your damage.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. I am down. I'm -3 now.
Nope, you are on 11 hit
Kate just healed
points.
you.
You take 14, which is halved to 7 because you are raging.
I see you. Oh, still raging within the minute? Okay, fair enough. Yep.
You said earlier, let's say earlier you said you raged. I mean, sorry, you're not. You don't actually have a second rage, do you?
I do have a second rage, but I was not raging at this particular level. I raged on the very first level.
Okay, then yes, you are downed. Yep, you are downed. Blah. Okay. So yeah, it will take that. Willem, it's your turn. Your barbarian is now prone, so he isn't in the way of you doing any spellcasting, and you can get into melee if you want to.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and cast a Ray of Frost.
Okay.
On the one directly in front of me.
Roll it. Brilliant. Okay, awesome. So then, that's a hit. Roll damage. Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. How do you want that death to look? As it's your first kill?
I'd like him to turn into an ice cube and then shatter to the ground.
He does exactly that.
Love it.
Damn. Okay, Dralian, it's your turn.
Now, is he unconscious or is he in death saving throw status?
He's in death saving throw status.
Alright, well, I guess I'm going to move my character right here. Now I'm going to cast my second spell and do 3 wounds.
Okay. Roll it. There we go. Again, you're somehow casting second level. We'll just take what's on the left.
It's showing first level when that little box pops up. I'm not sure why it's showing second level.
Can't help you. Or just take whatever's on the left, which in this case is 8 hit points back to the barbarian.
Alright.
Then the Pterafolk will come out into this little area here with you 3 all around. A javelin in claw, as it will bite the cleric and will be successful. We'll do 7 piercing damage, and we'll then do a 2 javelin attacks at Asaka, which he will completely miss one, and will do a second attack that does quite better. And again, she takes it, but she seems capable of shrugging it off, it seems. Okay, So, Zekra, it's your turn. This Pterafolk is already bloodied, so you reckon you can finish him? That's a hit. You kill your second elderly Pterafolk. Well done. People okay? You're very quiet as a group, has to be said.
Well, can we? I guess we're kind of beat up a little bit. Some of us are. Can we do a short rest?
Okay, so I'm telling you now, and I advise you you take the hint, as I have been quietly rolling for Durandal, that taking a short rest in a place that is hostile to you is not a good and advisable idea. I can only say that much.
Well, I'm still good to go.
Well, I have 4 hit points and no spell slots.
Yeah, and I'm at 5 hit points.
What would a short rest give you those spells back? I thought that was a long rest.
That would be a long rest. The only thing that
would about the spell slots as much as I am the health.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that your cleric would get back would be his channel divinity. However, I will say that you guys have actually leveled up.
Ding, 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 ding.
But not Durandal.
Okay.
As he has sat out in this encounter. You guys have all leveled up to level 2. And what this means is, if you get a spell slot because of this level up, you can add that spell slot. If you learn some spells because of this level up, you learn them. Your hit points will all increase, but you still, it will work that you gain the number of hit points from what you roll this level. Does that make sense?
You roll hit dice for that?
It depends on your class. So in your case, a D8. But it will equal out, because your maximum will go up, and so your current hit points will go up by the same amount. Okay. Ooh. Plus con! Plus con. Also on your character sheet, Dralian, you will see that on the hit point, you can just roll hit dice like that, and boom, it does your D8 plus 3. Don't take that roll, but also don't take just your D8. Brightheart's got it right. So, Dralian, you try yours again by clicking the hit dice button. Hit dice button that's on your short rest hit die bit. There you go. There you go. You've got the maximum number of hit points back to you. As in to level up. So your maximum hit points becomes 22, and your current hit points was formerly 4, now it's 15. Do you understand?
Got it.
You gain a spell slot of first level, so you will have one new slot that hasn't been spent yet. Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway.
gotcha.
You get the idea.
All right, who's next?
Sorry, who was saying who's next?
Right. Or should we just do it one at a time?
You do your level up in your own time now as we progress through this. As you sort of wind down from that fight a tad, you see over in this area that there is an Aarakocra that is bound and tied, and you guys will have a handout of what this Aarakocra looks like in your journal right now. A very interestingly colored bird that looks like a bird of paradise, actually, with those like colors. It seems to be tied and bound there. Its beak is bound, its hands are bound, and so is its wings, as it's trapped to the side here. And when it sees you guys, it's like eagerly trying to get you to to free him.
Okay then. I guess Javelin will go over there and I'll unbound his beak. We can talk to him.
I mean, yeah, you unbound his beak, and he goes, "Oh, thank you. Please untie the rest of me. I want to be free."
Why are you all bind up anyways? What are you doing over here?
I was captured in one of my flights by these Pterafolk. They bound me up and they kept me here against my will. They don't want anything more from me than to see me rot here.
Why is that?
They hate us. They hate many things, but above all, we are a natural enemy of theirs.
I'll roll insight check and see if I think he's telling the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. He's telling the absolute truth.
Okay, then I untie him.
Oh, thank you, thank you. My name is Nephir, by the way. Please, I urge you, please, come visit, Kir Sabal. And I will send a petition to Ashara, a great, Arakoka, to, perform the dance of the seven winds in your honor. This will be a great help to you, I don't doubt. And please, bring me a map, and I will show you where to come and receive this. And it will be my pleasure to be able to serve you thus. And to thank you so much for freeing me from these Pterafolk. And if we look back at the player's map, which I will be working on right now, Kir Sabal, a palace where these Arakoka reside, can be found right over here.
Okay, it's actually showing up on the map.
Yeah. So it's actually a place that you guys know, apparently. So no worries. But yeah, he thanks you once again, and then he promptly sets out on his way for free. Oh, yeah. He before he goes, he does warn you. Up there, asleep, there's about 8 Pterafolk. They aren't like the old ones that you fought down here. But you will have the jump on them as they are sleeping, I no doubt. Be sneaky, take the surprise, and victory will be yours. Though beware, they will push anybody that isn't able to fly and foolish enough to stand near the edge.
Thank you for the advice.
Alright then. So, he basically says "Laters!" and he flies his way out to freedom. Goodbye. Yeah, pretty much. So, he makes his way out, and over in this area, there's another rocky chimney that you guys could climb up should you choose to. And like the one beforehand, it has plenty of handholds and what have you. Yeah, and so with your earlier checks, I presume you guys are all good. There we go. Right, so pause here. Durandal. Finally, over back at you. You've been quietly sitting out the rest of this tower for the time being. But one there we go. One Pterafolk seems to have spotted you as it swings its way around the place and it flaps its wings with a loud caw as it yells and screeches of your presence. But before it goes anywhere, it flaps its wings in and goes to deal with you. I will do a small little encounter between you and this Pterafolk. Yeah, hang on. Boop. That. Okay. So you are not surprised by it though. So you have an opportunity to deal with something, though you are still heavy with poison. So you may choose to make a action right now. Domando, Mr. Ranger. Mr. Ranger.
Did he literally take a break?
I don't know. He's cool. Need the ranger to catch up here, as you know. What's he up to?
What's that? I'm sorry, I stepped away for a second.
Right, you're being attacked by a Pterafolk because your character stepped away for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, eventually one did spot you, and it's your turn in this little mini combat to deal with it if you want to.
Didn't I say I was going to stealth? Do you want me to roll that stealth check?
No, it did do a perception check that I've been rolling continuously over the time, and it finally did pass your passive stealth and what have you. I've also got a check here that I'm following from the information materials. So, no, at this point, a Pterafolk has particularly spot you, and it is your turn in the combat. Now, should you choose to avoid this fight, the best thing you could possibly do is to try and leap over this gorge and start climbing up the chimney that this Pterafolk won't have much luck following you into.
How much time has passed?
So this is happening right now. You've just been spotted. Initiative has happened. It's your turn in the combat to start. And it has not been a full hour since you've been poisoned, as you are in a hostile dungeon, essentially.
Okay. I guess I'll try to move away then, since he's too large to follow.
Okay.
I'll try to make the rolls, but with disadvantage, it's very unlikely.
Yeah.
So, first I need to jump down then? Is that right?
Yes, there is a check to just pass this 15-foot gorge, if you want to try and make that.
Jump 15 feet?
Yeah.
That's probably pretty unlikely, so I guess I'll climb down.
You can use a long jump to do that, but yeah, sure. But still. Okay, you climb down. Roll an athletics check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, you fall prone into the pit. So you move 5 feet, fall prone. Your 25 remaining of movement is left. I imagine you get up from prone, and so you use up half your movement, which is 15 feet worth. So you have 10 feet to move.
Okay, so I'll move 5 feet to here, and then I guess I'll climb with the remaining 5 feet.
Yeah, you can do another athletics check at disadvantage on that. Whoa! Okay, so fight or flight is at play here, and you managed to get on up in that extra bit of movement. So yes, you do climb successfully up there. Is that it?
Okay. Can I still have an action, right?
Yes, you do.
Can I can see him from here.
Yes, you can.
Judging by the line, I'm gonna fire a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. That is a disadvantage, but that's still a hit. Well done. Roll damage. Oh no. No. Don't worry. The first attack has 2 results, and that covers the inevitability of disadvantage and advantages. So we're going to take the one where you actually have a hit. Well done.
Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Is it the attack? I hit attack now.
That is correct, and you have successfully landed a hit, and you do a massive 13 points of damage to it, which you actually can see bloodies the creature. Well done. The Pterafolk, enraged by this, manages to come on over. he huffs a buff a bit here and there, but he makes his attacks on you with a javelin in hand. But first, he makes a bite attack with a 23, which is a hit, and does 5 piercing damage to you. And then he makes 2 javelin attacks on you. Well done! Both are misses. So you actually survive this moment. And we go round to your initiative again, as we are just basically resolving this outcome. You have already bloodied this Pterafolk with a massive heavy crossbow bolt into it, as it's bleeding through its like spiny rib cage. What do you choose to do now? You're not far from the chimney now.
Okay, now if I move away out of his range, he's going to get an attack of opportunity, right?
Not if you spend your action with the disengage action, which means you can only move 30 feet, but you can ignore all attack opportunities against you.
Okay, can I take a 5-foot step without taking the attack of opportunity?
We don't call it 5-foot step. It is a disengage in 5th edition, but yes, you can.
Okay. I'm gonna play the gamble here, and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him again. And because I have crossbow expert, I wouldn't take disadvantage in melee.
Absolutely tremendous. Nice one. Okay, go for it. Ooh. I'm gonna say that's a hit. Because I like your balls. So let's call that a hit. And roll damage.
Oh,
no.
Why is damage not rolling?
You
I'm hitting the attack.
You hit the heavy crossbow in the results.
Oh,
and that
sorry.
brings up the damage. Wonderful. So yeah, you hurt it a lot more at point blank range, as the Pterafolk absolutely is decimated by that one, and with the 2 large crossbows in his like wings, to which he's like screaming and flapping his wings in horror. You know, he tries to make his way out. He's gonna actually make an attempt to flee, to which you can do an attack opportunity if you see fit.
Okay.
But because that's a heavy crossbow, that means you can only make 1 attack per round because of its loading quality.
I ignore the loading quality with crossbow expert feat.
That's awesome. And that's a hit. So roll damage. Well done. That's exactly what you need. You carefully use the paralysis sort of poison to your advantage, as you know, you Widowmaker style, my heartbeat never beats, and you just you get your shots in sight, and you spike this thing through its back, and it tumbles over the side of the ledgeway as it falls to its screaming and cawing death.
Nice one, man.
Yes.
It's all in the rolls.
Yes.
That could have gone badly for you.
Yeah, consider yourself lucky, by the way. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the issue here is with all of these climbing checks, I'm really not... I'm trying not to climb and make balance checks as much as possible, to be honest.
Well,
that's the issue for me right now.
I don't mind saying that you've made their next mob of 8 turn into a mob of 7. So, hey, you've contributed from your little position in a awesome one-on-one. By the way, you have now reached the conditions to level up yourself, as you've just had 200 experience to yourself. So, well done on that.
Okay. Do you want me to...
level up now as we continue with the other guys.
Okay, now, are we doing the... you level up so you like gain your hit points back, or you just get whatever your new hit points would be?
You get whatever your new hit points would be. So you have currently 4. Let's say you roll a value of 10 for your maximum hit points. You would gain what you roll for your maximum hit points, but you would still be hurt. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
Brilliant.
Real quick question. When I rolled, I got a D4 for some reason.
What roll is this?
For my hit die.
George, hit die a D4. Oh, that's a simple answer. You must have got something wrong going on there.
Yeah.
let's check out Brog the Breaker, character sheet. That is definitely a barbarian. That's definitely a hit dice. Firstly, you have 1 hit dice, not 12. That shouldn't affect that and make it a D4. Brightheart has something crazy going on with them. Right, let's see. Yeah, that for sure is a D4. I don't understand why it's doing that to you. Fair enough. Maybe because I can't find it in the compendium, Kate. Right, but no, I see what you're saying, and that shouldn't be the case. I don't know why that is the case. There we go. You've been fiddling around with your settings. Over at hit die, I'll change that to a D12. Try it now. There we go. And you still get 4. Well done.
Wah, wah.
Anyway. Alright. Now that we've dealt with your ranger, Asaka will lead the way, insisting you guys promptly continue on as she makes her way upwards. And everybody follows on afterwards, and we'll have initiative be the party turn order, which basically will result in Zekra, Brightheart, Brog, Willem, and then Dralian at the very back. And everybody's made their check before. But now here comes the rub. If you make yourself over here, but you'll still be put your characters outside the map, as your guys will be currently stuck around this pit. Now then. Do dee da 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 bing. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm being completely messed over by frickin' roll 20. There we go. Yay.
I'm hearing the music.
Yes, exotic battle. Right. So when you get over here, the spire's pinnacle is flat and roughly 40. Can you please add the Hadrosaurus sheet to my journal, please? Sure. If I have it around. Player handout, magic island creatures. Hadrosaurus. Yes. Edit. Where are we? Brightheart. Not quite the time I would have liked as I was describing stuff. We also got young Hadrosaurus here, so I'll give that to you too. Brightheart. Okay. Right, so to continue what I was saying. The spire's pinnacle is flat and roughly 40 feet square. The edges are crumbling away. It wouldn't be safe to stand too close to any of them. Vines and low brush grow in profusion. Bones and scraps of meat from dozens of creatures are scattered everywhere. A crumbling tower rises another 30 feet above the northern corner of the platform. Hang on. Yeah, right. Roaring flame floats in the air, hovering above the tower. Tumbled debris from the tower is heaped around its foundation. Three humanoid creatures with needle-like beaks and leathery wings are worrying the last shreds of flesh from well-chewed bones near an open doorway in the base of the tower, which would be these three, while the other two are loitering around. But yes, hang on. So because the creature down below had squawked and squealed so loudly, the others were awake and on alert. and the rest of them swing into action. Where is? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh. Right. All right. Hang on. Okay, I just had to adjust something. There's one noticeable Pterafolk with a huge scar that begins at the top of its head and cuts down to the right side of his face and chest below its right wing. And like she makes her way forward and she goes right into combat with this creature, getting right in to do a bite. That is Pterafolk. That's a mistake of mine, pardon me. But she goes right in to do 2 Scimitar attacks. Both of them are misses. Right, now it is Zakas' turn.
Alright, I guess I'll go in and back her up. And I'll attack this one.
Okay. That will be a miss. But yeah, that'll be a miss. Okay. Okay, Brightheart, it's your turn now.
I would like to use my bonus action to shift into the Deinonychus.
Okay. Yes, you can, and you have just been provided the sheets right now. So you get on up, and then you bust into a tiny little dinosaur, and I'll just hide you over to the side there as you take on its stats. Yes, you are now this little Deinonychus.
Okay, I'm going to attack this guy.
Can you
here.
transform into a creature with CR1? Oh, you're a moon druid, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh, moon druids are the bane of my life. Right, yes. Go on.
And I get 3 attacks.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Ew,
Fucking
sweet.
moon druids. Jesus Christ. Yeah, do your attacks. That's a miss. That is a hit. And the last one is a miss. So you do an impressive 10 points of damage to that Pterafolk as you bust up into this new reptile form you haven't tried out before, but you seem to have quite good proficiency with doing so. Brog the Breaker, you then managed to climb out of the hole.
Alright, and obviously I'm going to move over here and cover the flank.
Alright,
and then
you
will...
take an attack opportunity from the first
Oh.
Pterafolk that's right
Okay,
there
fair enough.
with a javelin. But it misses on an 11.
Okay, and then I will attack this guy right here.
Okay, go for it.
Before I do, I am also going to use my second and last rage for the day.
Beautiful. Brilliant. That is a miss. Unfortunately. Willem. Hang on. I have not actually rolled these things initiative. Like an idiot.
Well, that worked out anyway because they all rolled terribly.
It seems so. Yeah, it does. So, Willem, your turn.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move myself here.
Okay, the attack of opportunity from this creature, this pterodactyl, has basically been used up on Brog the Breaker, so you do not take an attack opportunity.
Next, I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Whoa, brilliant. So that is a 20-foot cube around a space, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think it's a 15-foot cube originating from you.
Alright, so there's a
And
15-foot cube.
takes 2d8
Would you
thunder
like it
damage.
set about like this?
Yes,
Brilliant.
that's what I was going for.
Okay, so those going right to left, they'll all make dexterity saving throws or constitution?
Dexterity.
Okay. be sure to roll the Thunderwave spell.
Oh, excuse me. It was Constitution.
Okay, that's why we roll the spell, because you give details. So roll Thunderwave, click it. Brilliant. Okay, so the one on the right passes, the two on the left fail. So they both take 10 points of thunderous damage from you, and are pushed 10 feet away from you, which means they fall off the ledge and go hurtling down into the sky 300 feet above the ground. Anyway, yeah, and then this dude takes half.
And then, as part of my sorcerer origin, I can move myself 10 feet backwards whenever I cast a spell.
Yes, you can, without taking an attack opportunity.
Correct. So I will move myself back here.
Okay. Alright, what you notice as you get back to this position is that the fire that's in there is extraordinarily hot. And you can feel the great heat radiating from it. So let me just measure that out. Yes. So any creature that starts... Okay. It's all cool, but you feel like you're in the middle of some extreme heat actually inside this funnely chamber. And it's advisable, well, when you start your turn next, you're basically going to get burned, is what I'm going to tell you.
Do I still have some movement left?
That's up for you to tell me.
I believe, let's see, let's measure this out.
You were in the pit, and yeah, you went over to there. You then moved.
Yeah, that was about 15 feet. Then I moved back with the spell. So yeah, I should still be able to move. So I moved to the side here.
Yes, and it's a wise choice because you can feel some great heat coming from in there. Yeah, just some great heat around there. All right. Now it's this Pterafolk's turn. It's going to. I want to get this right. I'm just reading some information. Okay, so this Pterafolk first moves out of range and begins to take off, which the Dionysius can make an attack opportunity on.
Okay.
That is a success, and you do 8 points of damage, which almost kills it, but not quite. It takes flight, whoops around a bit, and then it charges its way back down over you, though flying now at 10 feet, and will actually sort of be above you, sort of thing, and will hit you with a javelin if it can. And it does. You take 8 points of piercing damage, and you are considered frightened until the end of its next turn. Which we will annotate with that. So that means that you must spend your action. Well, you are considered frightened of it, which means you must make your next action to stay as far away from it as you can, or rather, you cannot move any closer to it, and you make disadvantages on attack rolls against it, is what I mean to say. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Durandale, you are sitting this out. Alright. Now, the grand sort of pterodactyl dude, he's going to bite and claw between Azaka, I forget her name now, honestly, and the fighter. One bite on her. Whoops, one bite on her. That's a 15, so that's a hit. And again, she manages to throw this off really well. And then they do a Javelin Attack between her and the fighter. The one on her is a miss. Fighter, does a 14 hit you?
No, it doesn't.
Then, yeah, he's a failure. Alright. The next Pterafolk flies on around and swoops its way down over you and does a Javelin Attack. But misses. And then flies its way out from you, but you can make an attack opportunity against it.
Yep, will do. Does that hit?
That is indeed a hit, so roll damage. Ooh, good damage, but not enough. Alright, Dralian, you finally come out of the pit, and you can see a dinosaur there. What the hell?
Yeah, what's one of those doing up here? Now the guy that's right below me, he's 10 feet up in the air, right?
The guy here is 10 feet in the air, yes.
Move here without an attack opportunity.
So, you are entering his threatened square. You are not leaving it. When you leave a threatened square is when you get an attack opportunity. So you do not get an attack opportunity right now.
But if I move up next to the barbarian, I do.
Yes, you do.
And I hit him from this direction.
Oh, I mean, you could... No, yeah, you would get an attack opportunity, yeah.
Okay, so I can't reach him with my warhammer, right?
Yes, you can. You're a creature that possesses a 5-foot space, and you have a reach of 5 feet. So, you can reach that creature in the air. Perfect, that's a hit. And you slice him down, sending him flying off the edge of the pier as he goes tumbling down the sheer cliff face of Firefinger. You have your movement if you want to use it.
Okay, if I move here, can I use my bonus action of my War Cleric to do my second attack as
If it's provided to you by your War Cleric domain, then yes, you can.
Yes, okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this guy right here.
Alright, roll it. That is unfortunately a nat 1, so you fail tremendously. Your Warhammer also almost slips out of your hands. You feel as though if you nat 1 again, you might have this flown off the side of Firefinger.
That would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. Whoops. Okay.
And then it's my turn.
Yeah. This Pterafolk is going to focus down on the Dionysius, and we'll do a bite and 2 javelin attacks. The bite will miss terribly, but he will roll a 19 and a 21 on it. Both will be hits. And it does a amount of 17 points of damage on it. So the Dionysius is quite bloodied at this point. This giant thing will fly over people, will land itself down, and will make a bite and 2 javelin attacks on the sorcerer. Alright, the 17 and 15 hit. Yes, it does. And sorcerer, you take... first you take 8 points of damage, and then you take 12 more.
Oh, I am down.
Yes, but you are not killed outright, so you will be making death saving throws from here on. Bleh. Okay. Zekra, your turn.
Right, I'm just going to attack this guy to the left of me.
Okay, awesome. He's quite a broad and sturdy Pterafolk, as it turns out. He looks it, but yeah. You go ahead and you roll that, and it is a hit. Brilliant. You do a massive cleave into his leathery wing as you cut him down to size, it seems. Though he's definitely far sturdier than these other Pterafolk you've seen so far. Zakas then gets in here with 2 Scimitar attacks. And only one will be a hit, to which he does 7 points of damage. And by this point, he's already almost bloodied, it seems. Brog, your turn.
Alright, I will attack the Pterafolk that is right next to me here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that's a miss.
Yeah, that is a miss. Okay.
All right. My turn.
Brightheart, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna make. Is this guy here flying or on the ground?
He's on the ground. He was flying, but he landed himself to make his attacks on the
Isn't
sorcerer.
it Sorcerer's turn?
No, it is
Oh, yeah.
Brightheart's turn. You don't see her initiative because I moved her token to the GM layer. But trust me, I'm on top of this.
Okay, so I'm gonna make all 3 of my attacks against that guy.
Oh, dude, awesome. This is an advisable course of action. That's a miss. That's a miss. And that's a hit, but not enough to kill him. Okay. Willem, make me a death saving throw, please.
This is the first time doing this, so how do I do that?
On your character sheet, right by your hit points, you will see, right by your hit points, you will see, underneath temporary hit points, to the right of hit dice, you'll see death saves. You can highlight the word and it will come up red, so you can click that and it will roll for you. That is 1 fail, so mark that on your character sheet. Durandale, you're out of this fight. This large Pterafolk is going to focus his attention on the fighter that has hurt him so, and he's going to make a bite and 2 Javelin attacks on you. None of them hit you though, because your AC is 18, so he's going to be a failure. This one will come down though, and will focus in on you, as their leader seems to be quite persistent on seeing you dead. All these are misses though, as your armor is playing too good. Dralian, it's your turn. You see your sorcerer friend, and what worries you is that this Pterafolk looks like he's going to try and throw him over the edge, which he can do. He can just make a grapple check to which Willem will be unable to oppose, and he can then just rotate him around his own space and then just let go of him over the side. This is all very possible.
Hit him with the Warhammer.
Alright, go for it. Oh, that's a good hit. Do 7 points of damage to kill him. Oh! So you smack him across the side of the face as you aim him to fall off the other side, and you protect your sorcerer bro from falling to his death potentially. But no, you got his back.
I'm gonna do another attack on the guy next to me.
Okay, go for it. Alright, that's a hit. Roll damage. That's mighty damage, and you bloody this other Pterafolk. It's now his turn, so he's going to aim his hate towards you. He's only going to make 1 successful Javelin attack against you, but does 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Zekra, it's your turn now.
Alright, I'm going to go for the big guy again.
Okay. That is a miss.
That was bad.
It was. Can't be helped. Azaka will do her 2 scimitar attacks on him, determined to see this dude dead. And she won't get anywhere, unfortunately. Shame. Brog, your turn.
Okay, once again, I'm gonna try and swing for this this guy here.
Brilliant.
There we go.
Yeah. How do you want him to die?
Oh, I'm gonna take his head off.
You completely cleave off his head, as you have a nice little trophy piece. A nice elongated Pterafolk head.
And with my movement, I am going to step forward, approach this other guy. That'll be my turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Brightheart, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move in on that one and make my attacks against him.
Brilliant. That is a hit. And you kill him with your little Dionysius's bite. straight to the
Awesome.
throat. As you got his like cold blood go over your new dinosaur teeth, and you're like, yummy, a bit.
I still have movement left. Can I move in and use my other 2 attacks against the other one then?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, so both of those. Whoa, that's a lot of claws. I'm gonna be taking the first claws
It's the
I
bottom
see.
2.
No. I'll be
It's
taking.
actually the bottom 2. The
No,
first one I clicked
I
by
mean-
accident.
I'll be taking the first 2 results that I see, and that's gonna be the
Okay.
rule if a bunch of these come up, which in this case are going to be successful, and they're going to do 20 points of damage on him, which is outrageous as you just claw him to bits, and he looks almost ready to die. Willem, give me another death saving throw, please, as you're bleeding out.
Come on, baby.
Oh, that's another fail. One more and you die.
Save me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Durandal does nothing. Pterafolk, he's caught between a rock and a hard place, so he's gonna do his best against the odds. Let's see. There we go. He's gonna bite the Dionysius that has hurt him so. Your AC is 13, so he's gonna javelin it. And javelin it again. He's going to hit on the last javelin, do 9 piercing damage, which pops you out of Dionysius form and puts you back into druid form. There we go. It's now Dralian's turn.
Okay, for a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and use my last spell slot, and I'm going to cast Healing Word on the sorcerer.
Brilliant. So yes, roll your health back to him. Well done, Will. You get 6 hit points and are no longer making death saving throws as you are successfully revived.
I'm going to use my movement, move right here, and do my action, and I'm going to attack him with the warhammer.
Okay.
I like getting in the action.
Alright, and that is a hit. It's maybe the final one. And you send him off the edge of the map. Well done. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Yep, this does it. This will do it.
Like it.
There we go. Well done.
Well, that was a little scary.
Yes. So then, time for the looting. Inside the tower, which you carefully explore, there are a few crude chests with 4 mouldy wooden chests, and they aren't locked. You open them up, and between them, there's 2,000 copper pieces, 730 silver pieces, and 4 gemstones worth 50 gold pieces each,
Nice.
including a spell scroll of Commune with Nature, which, Mr. Sorcerer, you might be interested in. And one of the chests also contains a cloth-wrapped wooden mask resembling a stylized tiger's face, which Zakas is all over as this is her mask. Now, I don't have a handout for it, I believe. I'm just going to check to see if I do have a handout. I could give you guys player handouts. No, I don't. I'm sorry. But I'll share it in Discord now. And it looks something like this. Boom. And she promptly wears it as it seems to fit her like a glove, with her hair going behind it, as it sort of resembles something like a lion's mane, with her hair behind that like bit in the front, as she goes, well done, that was a hard fight. Still, I am a woman of my word. I will guide you through the jungles for free.
Excellent.
That is wonderful news.
In the meantime, keep the money. Although you'll be using it. Yeah, keep the money. It will serve you good use.
All right, and we could also go back since we have to get off this this long tower on the way down. We could go back and get the,
I mean, Azaka's like, this place is ours now. They won't roost here anymore. It's high up the ground, so saves any predators down below. Let's get Durandal up here, and we'll all rest for the evening by this magical fire. And we'll have a good oversight over everything in order to map your next destination. And speaking of...
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and speaking of, you have quite the view around here. It's dark, but you can see that it's actually far and wide, and you can see gaps in the thick jungle. Yeah. So you can see for over 20 miles around this tower, which I will allow to basically reveal the hexagons that are 20 feet from Firefinger. And I'm just checking off. Yes. So I will reveal those little hexagons. Whoops. Didn't mean to delete Firefinger. But yes, well done. You mapped out a bit more terrain as you have added it to your maps.
Can anyone else use scrolls?
Maybe your cleric can, but really, sorcerer may be best off. There may be spell checks involved. Difficult to say.
So on a full rest, do we get full hit points back and spell slots?
Yeah, you get a full rest up on this place, as you can camp here, honestly, quite comfortably, when you think about it. Strong winds don't seem to bother you when you go inside and huddle around that large fire, that large magical fire. But you can make out some of the scattered plateaus that reach out miles and miles away. Like all the way, let's have a look. Yeah, all the way hundreds of miles away, in fact. You can make out some of the scattered plateaus, the peaks of flame down to the far south. You can make out the Valley of Embers, which you can see is over in this direction. So I don't mind revealing the name to you and nothing else. So if I go to GM layer, selection, and boom, over here you see a Valley of Embers, which is a kind of open space from the jungle, though you haven't mapped it out, but you know that's where that is. And you also can see another space that Azaka tells you is the Aldani Basin, which again I will bring up to the token layer, and you can see here. This one looks like quite a marshy area, in fact. You can also make out Lake Luo, which is right by the Valley of Embers, a huge lake, and yeah, you're able to basically map out these points in your ongoing map, basically. Alright then, so before we close up this episode, Zaka, happy and, you know, has her secret store of jet, which is alcohol over here that she has on store, asks you guys where you plan to head next.
Where did we plan to head next?
We had planned to go to
Mesro.
Yes, which was the city that was supposedly like masked with an invisibility or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting. Well, still, where is Mesro? Ah, right, yes. So Mesro is pretty close by, actually. It means hopping across some undead kept territory, and as you know, a bit of drink is going around, and Zakas seems a bit more cheerful than she was before. She doesn't mind going into a bit of a story where she goes. She says that a while ago, a long while ago, there was a man called Razni, who was a protector of Mesro. At some point, I'm hazy on the details, he betrayed Mesro, and they rose an undead army to make lace to it. The spell plague did that for him. However, the undead armies still wander around the jungles of Cholt, uncoordinated and unsupervised. They attack and do their evil indiscriminately. To get to Mesro, we'll have to cross some of their territory. And what's more, she also mentions that you guys seem a little bit lost as well, if you don't mind me saying. You know, there is a Naga over in Oralunga, and far to the west here, that is a great source of guidance and information for those who are seeking it. It's called. One second. Yes. It's the Naga is called Saja Nabaza, a powerful guardian Naga of Oralunga. I can help you make your way there, though you must pass her trial, or rather Oralunga's trial, to see if you're worthy of the wisdom. But if you are, she should be able to guide you to your destination, wherever that may be. She can provide you with insight if you need it. Although, that is a full 210 miles away. But she does mark it on your map nonetheless.
I mean, we're already almost to Mesro. It seems silly to backtrack that much.
Very well.
Yeah, not only that, but didn't we promised a priestess at
Port Nyanzaru
to go to the Aldani Basin with her, right? So
alright.
We didn't want to come along until we were actually ready to do that.
Very well. Then in that case, then I will take you to Mesro. We'll come back in this direction, and we'll make our way over to Port Nyanzaru then. And with that, I will end today's episode. Well done.
Just a reminder.
Hang on, I'm going to stop the recording now.